Hello, my name is Ayan and today I'm going to be reacting to Bill Burr, Philly Rant, what actually happened. So basically, I've been recommended by a subscriber to react to Bill Burr Philly Rant, but they said to react to what actually happened first and then react to the actual comedy set, the Philly Rant one. So that's what I'm going to do. So this particular video, I'm going to react to Philly Rant, what actually happened, and then my next video, I'm going to react to the actual Philly Rant. So if you get that, so let's see. If you like this video, also watch the next, so it comes together. So anyway, let me see what this is all about.
So anyways, kind of had to backtrack. We pull in, and it looks like the Eagles are playing the Cowboys or something. Yeah. And we're like, this is a fucking comedy show? Are they having like a preseason game here next? Like, what's going on? So we got in there, and yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. It's still broad daylight because it's summer. It's outside. And the place holds 10,000 people, and maybe like, I don't know, 35, 40% are in there. Maybe 20% are sitting down. The rest are walking around trying to find their seat. And Voss goes out and brings up the first act, who I'm not going to name his name because he went out there. He was from Philly, had all his family there and all that type of stuff. And it's not Dom Irrera, if everybody keeps guessing that one. It was broad daylight. He goes out there and just does his act. And within, I don't know how many minutes, he starts getting booed. And, dude, everybody backstage is just going like, oh, God, in their own way going, it's going to be one of these, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at the list. How far down the list am I? This is how it's starting. So he goes out there, and, like, by the end of his act, it was this core group of people that started booing him, and then it got a little bit bigger. So there was probably, like maybe like 1,000 people just chanting, asshole, asshole. And this guy was so deer in the headlights, he just ends his act with, like, as they're chanting asshole, he just goes, thanks a lot, you guys have been great, good night, right? And gets off stage.
Why?
Had an absolutely stunned look on his face, and I went up to him to try to console him, and I was kind of doing that dude, while kind of laughing because he had this stun, like, what the fuck was that? So then Voss goes out, and he starts doing time. And you got to understand, Voss is doing time in front of a crowd that's sort of going in. I don't know why we started it. Maybe it was one of those things you had to be out of the venue by a certain amount of time. Yeah. These people were getting fucked up, and they were still throwing footballs around, and we're walking into the stadium. And Voss starts trying to do his shit, which was impossible, dude. Yeah. It was like this bright sun. It was ridiculous. So they start turning on him, and he goes, you know, watch your mouths or I'll bring so-and-so back. And he shit on the first guy. No. And to me, he just turned the keys over to the crowd where they do the Caesar thumbs up, thumbs down, which is the vibe Voss likes and the vibe I don't like, right? So, dude, the lineup was insane. Like, Tracy Morgan, Patrice O'Neal, Ralphie May, I think Bob Saget, Robert Kelly, Dom Irrera, myself, Opie and Anthony, and Jim Norton closing. Yeah. So, people, I don't know. Like, I knew something was fucked up when Tracy Morgan went out, and he was supposed to do 15 to 20, and he pulled up at about 7 minutes, 50 seconds in the middle of a bit, just stopped and went, thank you, good night, God bless. And just...
That sounds like a brutal... Why were they doing that? Maybe it's because it was daylight, but that's rude. Tracy Morgan's funny.
Put the thing down, and you know that deal, dude. You do those uptown rooms, they boo in those, and you go into the black rooms enough, you can feel a boo coming. Yeah. And he was just looking around.
It's like he saw the ocean go out, and he went, "Oh, there's a tsunami coming, guys."
Smartest fucking dude of the night. He looked at this bunch of crazy drunk white people. They're not going to remember if I did 7 minutes or 17. Yeah. God bless. I'm out. Put down the mic and fucking walked off. And then Ralphie did his thing. Patrice did his thing. Bob said, I think Patrice closed out the first half, and then they had a break. And at this point, now the sun's gone down. And now it starts to look like the Apocalypse Now, like, bridge scene that you see on the YouTube video. And what happened? They showed a video in the middle. Their video in the middle during the intermission was some guy had an ear infection, and somehow he dribbled some of the stuff out of it, and then another listener drank it, and then somebody who was watching it threw up in a barrel.
Ew.
So that was the let's all go to the lobby moment of that show. So then the second half started. Bobby went out and killed. Had a great, because one of the big myths is that everyone was bombing. They weren't. Patrice killed. Ralphie killed. Tracy went on early. Tracy, the sun was going down, so he was the smartest guy. He was doing fine, but it was starting to be like, all right, already, like that. You just, there's no way to. You had people sitting on grass. There was lawn seats.
Yeah.
In broad daylight watching stand-up comedy, and you're this fucking big, and then there's a bit, and they're hammered. It was an impossible situation. So Bobby came out to start the second half, and he killed, and then Dom went out, and Dom, fucking A-level material, standing there delivering it, and about 3/4 through his set, the boo bird started coming back. Now, nobody has booed since the first guy, so let's end that whole myth. And the first guy went on around 7. This is now around 9:45 at night, which is always great. You know, let's do a 3.5 hour comedy show.
That's long.
Outside of a drunk people. What could go wrong?
During the change of day to night.
Oh, yeah. It's So, Dom, about 3/4 through his set, the Boo Bird started. And he just stood there, like, eloquently. And he just said, he goes, I'm not leaving. He goes, what? Why would you think I would ever leave? And it was just almost like philosophical, and they were kind of like, oh yeah, what were we thinking? And they kind of stopped. And then he ended his set. He ended it on a good note. And at that point, I was annoyed. I was just annoyed because I was sitting there going like, this is one of the greatest comedy lineups that I've been, as far as up-and-coming guys that I've been around.
Yeah.
And these fucking people are treating everybody like shit. And, and I'm a defensive, fucking angry dude anyway, so it was just kind of the perfect storm. So I walked out there not even nervous. I was like, these guys don't even deserve a show. Fuck this. What the fuck am I even doing on this tour? Mm-hmm. So basically, I did the reverse of you praying. I went the completely other way. I walked in there like I was walking into like fucking Vaughn's to go buy a fucking chicken breast or something. I had no nervousness.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they introduced me, and the fucking whatever curtain or whatever I walked out from behind, I looked out and I was like, oh my God. So I was like, fuck, what joke am I going to do? So I did the first one and it wasn't working, so I bailed on it. And then I did this next joke, which I didn't realize they were playing as the radio promo, so everyone had already heard it. Oh. I don't know what, dude. I didn't want to do the show at that point. So really them booing to the level that they did was my fault. Like I wasn't a professional. What I should have done was I should have kept my head in the game to survive it. So I came out and threw gas on a fire that was already going, and I pulled up halfway through that second bit, and I said something like, oh, what, you guys aren't going to laugh at that? And then it was just this thunderous boo. And I just snapped because I didn't want to be there. Like, I just kept thinking the whole time backstage going, I didn't have to be here.
Yeah.
I could have been in a place in front of 150 people that wanted to hear my jokes. I would have made 10% of what I'm making tonight, and I would have been happy.
Yeah.
I don't fucking need... I've done this. I've been humiliated. I've had enough shit thrown at me.
I don't get people who go to shows and then decide to boo at people. Okay, if you don't enjoy it, it's not like they're there the whole night. Just let that person bomb. You don't have to laugh at their jokes, but then to go out of your way and boo, that's just too disrespectful.
I'm 15 years into my fucking career. What was it? 06? 14 years into my goddamn career. Okay? I don't want to do this anymore. Okay?
God.
So that was the vibe that I came out with, which was a fucking stupid vibe to come out with. So whatever. So they booed me and I just snapped because I remember the time when I got booed. Another time I didn't leave the stage, but afterwards it just kept gnawing at me. The faces of people in the crowd, just thinking like, I let that guy boo me.
Yeah.
I let that fat guy boo me, and I didn't call him fat.
Yeah.
I let that dumb chick. I didn't call her a dumb chick. What the fuck is wrong with me? And I never made a point to say that, well, the next time that happens, because who thinks it's going to happen again? Or who thinks it's going to be fucking 100 times worse
in a fucking stadium.
Yeah. So that's basically what happened, and I'm a big sports guy, and that's really what saved me. Because people go, "Oh, you turned the crowd around because they respected and blah blah." No, because what it was in Jersey, so it was close enough to D.C., it was close enough to New York, and it was in Jersey and Philly. So what you had was fans of the New York Giants, the New York Yankees, the fucking New Jersey Devils, the Washington Capitals, the Washington Redskins, and all of them are in the same division.
And you're making
they
fun
fucking hate the Eagles. They fucking hate the Flyers. They fucking hate the Mets fans. Hate the Phillies.
Yeah.
Giants. Redskins fans hate the Eagles.
That's so fucking interesting.
So that's what it is. So I started shitting on their teams, and I know my stuff when it comes to that stuff. And I just so happened that I was also in a city where they were having this championship drought. So it just became that's what it became. I can't remember what I started. I think I just started just saying mean shit about their moms and wishing AIDS on them and everything. But then once I got into the sports thing, that's when it took off. Like all that fuck the Liberty Bell and shit. I was just anything I could think of Philly at that point. But when I was doing the sports thing, and I've never watched it. I've seen clips, but I never really watched it. But like, it was the sports thing that dragged. I mean, there might have been, and if there was people from like fucking Western Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh Flyers is one of the biggest rivalries ever. When I made fun of their slacks that they wore,
well,
called them a bunch of faggots back when you didn't get in trouble for saying stuff like that. And there was nothing homophobic about it. It was just like that's why I love that Louis C.K. joke when he talked about the word faggot. Like I never associated that with homophobia. I just to me that just meant you were a douchebag and I couldn't count on you. So and it still kills me to this day that I forgot to bring up the 76ers.
Really?
I forgot to bring up the 76ers. And I instantly knew I was going to say something along the lines that the Philadelphia 76ers, all you have is Allen Iverson. And the rest of the team is just like this crowd, a bunch of nobodies going fucking nowhere, or just something along those lines. I mean, it was all the same thing.
So, from what I got about that, I haven't watched it yet. can't wait to watch the Rant next. But from what I got is they were just drunk football fans who were just booing everybody, even though they were great comedians playing, and he just flipped and started insulting them and their football team. So if that is what I got out of it, can't wait to go watch the real video. I kind of think I should have watched the real video first, then him explaining what happened in that order, but this is the order that I was told to watch it in, so that's the order I watched it in. So stay tuned, watch the next video, and that is it. So if you like this video, so thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video. Goodbye.